How's it going, guys? I'm Wes from AR15.com. We're here at SHOT 2023, day 3, so we've had a great time so far. We're here at the Dead Air booth with Mike. Mike, how are you doing today?
Doing great. Thanks for coming by.
Honor to be here. Good show so far?
Yes, been fantastic.
Glad to hear it. So you've got something really cool to show us. What is this?
Yeah, this is the new Dead Air Mojave 9mm pistol silencer. It represents Dead Air's first entry into the world of 3D printing. And there's been some confusion over the last couple of days as to whether or not the whole thing is 3D printed, and it actually is. The rear module and the front module are all essentially two pieces. And people have been confused because the outside of this looks really nice. And what we've done is we printed it with extra material on the outside so that we could contour it and turn it down. So when it's Cerakoted, it looks like what people expect to see on a pistol silencer, a nice smooth finish. This silencer, in the full-length configuration as it sells, is 7 5/8 of an inch long and weighs 9.8 ounces. It can be reconfigured down to a shorter configuration with no tools required in seconds, and it's 6.1 inches long and a little over 8 ounces. And this uses a new baffle system we've come up with called Triskelion. And it only has 3 baffles in the rear, 2 baffles up in the front, which is kind of noteworthy in and of itself because most of our competitors' designs have anywhere from 8 to 12 baffles inside of them. But these are really unconventional baffles. We wanted to give people something they'd never seen before, and the printing allowed us to do that because there's really no way to machine these baffles or make them any other way.
Do you feel like 3D printing has kind of like changed the suppressor game? Because you've seen more and more people kind of go in that direction and coming up with really cool, innovative things that weren't possible before.
Exactly. The 3D printing's allowed us to really free our imaginations and come up with designs that we've never been able to do any other way. And with the increased interest in having suppressors that have lower back pressure, the 3D printing is really going to be the key to unlocking that and giving people the designs that they want.
Let me just hold it real quick.
Sure.
Very cool. So you said it's a unique baffle system. What makes it? Can you tell me kind of what makes it unique?
Yeah, it's a star-shaped cone baffle that has been warped in such a way that the troughs in between the star points become ascending ramps that divert gas off the bullet axis and into some very interesting flow-through venting.
That's fascinating.
Yep, and the back side of the baffle has a real asymmetric feature there that again helps divert gas off the bullet axis.
Nice.
Delivers a super low-frequency tone. The tone is the really interesting thing about this. Even in the short configuration, the tone is very pleasing to most people's level of hearing loss.
So it's lower frequency. I'm assuming even if you get that crack, it's not that sharp, painful, piercing.
Exactly. Doesn't trip your acoustic reflex, and it's just a really wonderful tone. And the tone seems to work across all platforms: pistol caliber carbine, submachine gun. They all sound really, really good. And with the flow-through tech we got in here now, it's got a lot less blowback. You know, some cans will pepper your face depending on the coast weapon that you're using, and we've got very minimal blowback with this design.
Very cool. Is this available right now, or is it coming soon? Or
coming soon. We should have these going sometime around the beginning of the second quarter of this year.
Okay, cool. And what's our MSRP looking like?
MSRP is $10.99.
Okay, very cool. So I got to ask, do you feel like 3D printing is going to be the direction suppressors kind of go, or do you feel like the conventional, old school is going to be still maintained as like a staple?
I think you're going to have a mix. The folks that can get into the 3D printing game are going to get into it, but I think that we're going to continue to see silencers made the traditional, conventional method with individual parts that are either stacked in a tube or all welded together. I think we're going to see that for the foreseeable future, but as the 3D printing technology becomes faster and more economical, it wouldn't surprise me if everything switches over to 3D printing.
Very cool. Mike, really appreciate it.
Sure.
Hope you have a great rest of your show.
Yep.
Again, I'm Wes from AR15.com at SHOTShow 2023, and I'll see you at the next booth.